Listen, how we all doing? Welcome to Conscious Reality. Welcome back, where we speak on love, relationships, and spirituality. I haven't seen you guys in a long time. I want to speak on something that's very simple. All right. Why is it so difficult to find a relationship that we want? And these are things that we lie to with ourselves because the truth is, reality is our teacher, right? I like to say, reality is our teacher. Reality is what you are experiencing, right? Your current reality. Now, we can try to make excuses. We can try to find all these reasons outside of us. We can try to pinpoint is the men, or is the woman, or is the weather, or is this time, is this current season that we are in. Is that we can find all the reasons. But the reality is there's a lot more, there's a lot more behind what the real cause is. Again, we have all these reasons why we can't find the person that we want to be with, or we can't be with a healthy relationship or in a healthy relationship. Now, let's be honest. It's not because you are too educated. You know, being too educated don't stop you from having a healthy relationship. It doesn't. It maybe perhaps it's more challenging that way, but it doesn't stop. You know, just like how to have a degree and to have your career, it was challenging, but you still got it, right? So it's not because you are too educated. It's not because you are too good of a woman or man. You're not too good of a woman or a man. There's no such thing as too good of a woman, you know, because no matter how good you are, how, I mean, of a woman or a man, it is not, that's not really, that's just you using a comparison to someone else that you think that is not quality or qualified. So you are comparing yourself to other people. And that's one of the most silliest things to do. That's why we could say we are too good. And it's not because you're too spiritual. You're not too saved. You're not too Christian. You are not too spiritually aware. Because even if you are spiritually aware, you can still see, or your discernment still work. You can still see good and bad, not just bad. If you only see bad, it's not because you're spiritual. Okay. So it's not because you're too spiritual. That's just something that we say because we don't want to give people a chance because we're afraid. A lot of us are afraid. It's not because you're too successful. And it's not because, well, men are intimidated by successful women. No, we are not. Successful men are not intimidated by successful women. They're not. What you're going to do, bite us? What you're going to punch us in the face and run? No, we're not intimidated by you. As people who don't have anything will be intimidated by anybody who don't have anything. I mean, who has a lot? Men or women. If a woman don't have much, when she meets a man with a lot, she too is also insecure, feels inferior. Is that inferiority complex? It's not about we are intimidated by a woman who has. I don't know where you are getting this from. I don't think at this stage in my life I have never been intimidated by a woman who has stuff because I got my own shit too. Right? So it's not because you are too successful. It's not because you are too attractive. There's no such thing as too attractive. There are many people who are attractive. So we use all these different excuses to make ourselves feel better, right? To remove the accountability from not getting what we want, right? Not because oh we use it because it doesn't exist because these days men are not the same and all we use all these reasons. Women are not the same. Women are not like my grandmother used to be. It's all crap. Sorry to burst your bubble. It's not what you think it is. The truth is, it is because you don't know how to get what you want. You, the reason why you don't have what you want is because you don't know how to get it. That's the simplest how to put it. You don't know the rules of the game. You don't know how to get what you want. Listen, like for instance, case in point, a person can work for 40 years straight, work every day, and still end up broke because they don't understand the rule of money. They don't understand the power of money. They don't understand how to use and invest money. So therefore, you will always be poor. But you are working. You work every single day. You make a nice little chunk of change, but you cannot build wealth because you don't understand the rules of the game. You don't know how it works. You don't know the behind the scenes. You don't know the energy of money. You don't understand it. Same as relationship. You can be whatever you want to be. You can be pretty, handsome, successful, this, but you don't know the rules of relationships. And therefore, if you don't know the rules, you can't play. Every time you play, you're going to end up in a deficit. You're going to end up losing something, right? Because you don't know the rules of the game. A lot of women or men don't know the rules. You don't know how to play. You are not listening to what people say that they wanted. You think what you have is what you have, and that's all you're going to give. But you're not listening to what they want, so that you can actually do a fair trade. If I'm telling you what I want and you say, well, you shouldn't want that, this is what you should want. You should want me for what I am. You're losing. That's not how it's played. Many people are so stuck in this is who I am stuff, and I ain't changing for nobody. And therefore, so I'd rather be single. Listen, okay, fine. That's like saying, listen, I know I want to be a lawyer, but they want me to go to law school. They want me to pass the bar. F it. They should want me for who I am. That's not how it's done. That is not how this game is played. Many of us are wanting to, this is who I am. This is how I am. If that's what you're going to be, you can't be anything much in life. In life. The reason is, the reason why we don't have to want what we want is because you don't give. You are not able to give what they're asking for. You know, I had to give what the woman was asking for to get the woman that I want. Because why else would she want me if I can't give her what she asking me for? Why won't she choose me? So I have to be able to figure out what she wants. She tells me what she wants, and I do what she wants so that I can. A lot of times it's transactional, but yet it's understanding too. I want something, you want something. You know, I want you, you want me. Let's give each other what we want. And it's that simple. Many of us refuse to do that because that's not that's not who I am. For one, who you are is not even known. Who you are is something that you practice. You can be anything that you want to be. You are too attached to what you have sometimes. The reason why you don't get what you want or who you want, you are too attached to what you have sometimes, and you don't want to compromise your attitude. You don't want to compromise your attitude. You don't want to drop those pounds. You don't want to get healthy. You don't want to stop doing what you're doing. You don't want to stop wearing those type of. I mean, I'm telling you, you are too attached to what you have and what you've been doing, and therefore, since you are too attached to it, you don't want to compromise it. You think that you shouldn't have to compromise. The reality is, we all got to compromise for whatever we do in life. The jobs that we want, the positions that we want, we got to compromise something. If you are in this corporate world, you have to compromise something. We have to compromise on that. But yet, we are trying. We can't let go of these things, and these things ain't serving us. We are trying to hold. We are trying to get something new by holding on to what we have, and that's not how it works. Sometimes you have to release what you have to get what you want. Many of us don't want to compromise these things, and that's why we stop. You know what I mean? You don't understand the rules of energy. You don't understand the rules of energy. You don't understand. So one of the reasons why we don't, like again, the bigger reason why we don't get what we want is because we don't know the rules of the game. We don't know how to get it. What we are doing ain't working, and we refuse to do anything else. But the real reason is not because you're too attractive, not because you're too cute, it's not because you're too spiritual, it's not because you're too this and that and successful. It's because you don't know how to do it. You don't know how to get what you want. You don't know what to do. You get lost. In the middle of it, you get anxious. You get scared. You get this. You remember all this stuff on social media. You remember all these failed relationships and failed marriages. And you saw your daddy left and you saw your uncle left and what they was doing. So you have PTSD. The thing is, it's not because you are too of anything, you are too much of anything. It's because you don't know what to do. The rules of the game you think don't apply to you. You think because you are educated and this and that you don't have to play the game. You have to play the game. You have to know the rules of the game. I'm telling you, that's the biggest reason. You don't know how to use what you got. You have no idea. You are overcompensating a lot of times. You don't know how to bring balance to what you have. Sometimes you are so educated that your mind becomes analytical. You use a lot of judgment. There's no balance in it. There's a lot of overthinking that comes with it. And therefore you effing everything up. It's good at work. See, your mind, you have practiced so much at work, you are using your mind so good at work. But when you shift from somewhere else, when you shift to a relationship, when you shift to family, and you can't carry the same concept over in relationships. It doesn't work like that. That's not how it's works. I mean, it works, and you have to understand it. You don't know how to use what you get, and you don't know what to do. Learn the rules of the game. I'll bring the rules next time. I'll bring some rules next time because maybe we just don't. Maybe we just don't understand. Because many of us are having all these excuses. I've heard so many excuses, and every excuse that we bring is something outside of us. The woman ain't this, the man ain't this, the woman ain't this, is this, men these days, women these days. It's this, I'm too successful, men are, it's always something else. Why can't, when we begin to see what we are doing, we begin to fix our lives and get everything that we want. All you are is energy. And whatever you want comes to you. You attract everything. And when you understand that, you're going to stop making excuses and realize why you can't attract what you want is because you don't know. Sometimes you don't know what you want, and sometimes you don't know how to get it. You know the basic things, but you don't know how to keep that flow. You don't know how to open that flow. You don't know how to open. You don't know how to compromise. You don't know how to just be still and relax. You don't know how to do those things. And those are part of the game. So I'm saying it's not because you do anything. Sometimes it's not because you are not enough. Still, I hope you get what I'm saying. But I'm telling you, the reason why it's because you don't know what you're doing. What you are doing is not working for you. It's going against you. I mean, after all, every time you try, you fail. Something that you are doing wrong. It's not everyone else, it's you. Whether you're picking the wrong people, picking people based on emotions, picking people based on feelings, picking people based on your type, it's not working. If you need assistance to unblock those energies and to let the energy flow, contact me. My website is right there. Book a one-on-one. You might be surprised of how far you get and what you could achieve with just some different perspective. All right. Well, have a good night. I see you guys another time. Peace.